You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
Oh, you are.
Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA. Don't be petty like dudes. Listen, what she's accomplished, give her flowers. Stop being petty, all you women.
All right, hold on to your whistles because the WNBA drama just hit a boiling point, and this time, it's not a foul call that's causing the uproar. We're talking about Caitlin Clark's coach, Stephanie White, reportedly unleashing a fiery critique on the league's officiating, and the WNBA's response has fans and people watching demanding answers and asking if Clark can't even talk to the refs without getting heat for it. For weeks, the talk has been about how rough Caitlin Clark is being played and whether the refs are doing their job to protect her. Now, Coach Stephanie White has allegedly had enough, stepping up after a game and saying things about the refs that have the whole league buzzing. You're watching WNBA Scoop, and we're breaking down the strong words from Coach White, the surprising way the league reacted, and why this whole mess is making people demand action against the refs.
These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they tried. People believe what we say on television. Just because people don't like you or your personality, they can't get on TV and slander you. It's just total bullshit. This girl is incredible. The number of attention, eyeballs she's brought to college and the pros, and for these women to have this petty jealousness, you say to yourself, damn, what is going?
Stephanie White didn't just walk onto the court. She reportedly went straight to the microphones after a tough game, and wow, she didn't hold back. Reports say she lit up the referees like a scoreboard after a big shot, acting like they completely forgot how to call a basketball game. After weeks of seeing Caitlin Clark get hit hard with fouls that many felt weren't being called, the Fever coach reportedly just couldn't take it anymore. She wasn't just upset in the moment. She was reportedly making a clear point about how unfairly her team was being treated by the refs, bringing up numbers that she said proved it.
On here. And the thing I love about her, she never says a word. But these ladies, who I love and respect their game, they couldn't have this thing up any worse. There's been so much negativity, and a lot of it is just petty.
But guess what happened next? Stephanie White found out the hard way what reportedly happens when you speak up against the WNBA refs and ask them to do their job right. She got fined. Reports say it happened fast, like getting a quick penalty in a game. Her big crime? Telling the truth about the refs, suggesting they were calling the game like they were watching a different sport where players can just beat each other up. Instead of actually looking at what she said and trying to fix the problem, the league reportedly just hit her with a punishment, like she did something really wrong just by speaking her mind. It feels like the league just wants everyone to be quiet about the refs, instead of being honest and making the game fair.
Petty jealousy, and it's really unfortunate because what she's done for the game, listen, I believe in rookie hazing, but some of the criticism has gotten overboard, and I think it's really unfair because, man, she got you look at the ratings for the draft, for the WNBA, she's making everybody money. And I think she's got some deals, good for her. I mean, the girl just set the record for the most points ever scored in college. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
Stephanie White wasn't yelling or throwing things like some coaches do. Reports say she did something maybe even more powerful in the WNBA's world. She used facts and spoke calmly, but firmly. She reportedly stood up for her players, especially for Caitlin Clark. And yes, she dared to say the refs should be held responsible for calling the game fairly. It seems like the league just can't handle it when someone says the refs aren't calling things the same way all the time. Reports say the league hit her with a big fine, like she did something terrible. It feels like the league is more scared of people talking about bad refs than they are about the refs actually making bad calls.
WNBA just came back with an investigation into allegations of their fans chanting things at various players. The investigation revealed no evidence that ever took place. But you have a deep connection to the WNBA. You've been a part of some controversies when it comes to the WNBA. I'm just curious about your thoughts.
Well, Will, I was a team owner for a decade, and the WNBA continues to step on a rake when it comes to Caitlin Clark, who is their billion-dollar player. I mean, she's increased ratings beyond all expectations.
Let's be clear. People who watched felt White was right to speak up. She wasn't just making stuff up. Her Indiana Fever team had reportedly been in games where the refs seemed to miss obvious fouls and call the game in a way that didn't make sense, like they were watching a blooper reel. And what did the league do when the coach said this? They fined her. Not the refs whose calls were being questioned, just the coach. It feels like they're blaming the coach for saying there's a problem instead of looking at the problem itself. Like blaming the person who calls the fire department for the fire.
Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level. We just have to own that. Angel Reese can rebound the basketball. She's a damn good player. She's got a bright future in the WNBA, but Caitlin Clark is next level. That's number two. Number three, Caitlin Clark's or Angel Reese's popularity in large part is attributed to her behavior towards Caitlin Clark. Because when Caitlin Clark was busy taunting opponents a couple of years back before LSU smacked Iowa around in the national championship game or so, it was Angel Reese that was clapping back.
And now, the talk from some fans and people online is going even crazier. They're reportedly saying Caitlin Clark should be suspended just because she was talking to the referees while she was injured. Seriously? Is this the WNBA or just a place where people make up drama to get attention? People are asking why someone would want to get her suspended for something like that. They're saying it's coming from the same groups who haven't liked Clark since she came into the league and seem to want her out. Reports say there's a tweet going around that got a lot of attention, pushing this idea. People who support Clark say, this is just what happens when some people in the league, the media, and other fans can't handle how good Clark is and how much attention she's getting. People who watch a lot say that Caitlin Clark is the biggest deal in the WNBA right now, no matter how you feel about her. She's why so many new fans are watching, why tickets are selling out, why there's so much energy around the games. She's reportedly making the places where Indiana plays feel exciting and full of life. But instead of being happy about this huge thing she's doing for the league, some fans and people online are reportedly upset and want her punished just for being involved in the game and showing how much she cares, even when she's hurt. It feels like they're just jealous and scared because she's becoming such a big star so fast.
To see what she's done, but now to the point of they're not only going after Caitlin Clark, they're going after the fans of the team that she plays for in that investigation. And look, fans want sports to be about sports. They want sportsmanship. They want to see the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. And this league continues to kneecap itself when it comes to really promoting what could be a great sport and reverting back to social justice issues that were proven to be an abject failure for the league in 2020. And
think about this. Have you ever seen big stars in other sports like LeBron James or Diana Taurasi talking to the refs during games even when they're hurt? Did anyone ever say they should be suspended for that? So, why is it that when Caitlin Clark does something like talk to the refs or show passion on the bench, something that's normal for players, people suddenly act like it's a big deal and want her suspended? It feels like she's being treated differently than others, and that doesn't seem fair. Some people who follow the league closely say it's like the whole WNBA just woke up one day and decided, okay, let's pick on the one player who's bringing in all this new attention and money. Reports say she's boosting the league's visibility by a lot. But instead of being happy about how much she's helping, the league seems quiet and doesn't seem to do much when she's getting hit hard, or when these strange demands to suspend her come up. It feels like they're letting other players and the refs treat her unfairly, like it's some kind of tough test for her. But people are saying that's not okay. It's just wrong and cowardly.
I don't want to hear it. I love this rivalry. I am here for every single second of it. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, it's not a rivalry. Not when you lose about 35 points.
That's true.
It's not rivalry. Indiana Fever's on a different level than Chicago Sky. Let's get that out the way. Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level. We just have to own that. Angel Reese can rebound the basketball. She's a damn good player. She's got a bright future in the WNBA, but Caitlin Clark is next level. That's number
People are asking why Caitlin Clark is the only player who seems to get zero benefit of the doubt from the refs and some people online. Why is everyone expecting her to play perfectly, say everything right, and act like a saint, while other players can do rough things on the court, talk trash, and argue with people without facing the same kind of anger or punishment? It looks like the rules are different for her. People feel it's not fair, and it shows a troubling bias. They want the league to treat everyone the same way and stop unfairly targeting her just because she's making a huge impact. This whole situation is reportedly making some people so upset that they're saying maybe Caitlin Clark should just stop playing in the WNBA for a while. They're talking about her maybe going overseas to play, where they say players might be treated better and paid more. They're even talking about the idea of a rich person paying her a lot of money just to see if the WNBA can keep going without her, to show how much they need her. It's like some people feel the league has turned into a reality show about trying to make Caitlin Clark look bad.
I love the Caitlin Clark drama. Do you think that she is unfairly targeted, or is it the kind of thing that when you're that good, everyone's going to pay attention and everyone is going to deliver sharper elbows?
There's a little bit of everything. I mean, she has been the impact of the league. She has been the reason why they've sell out arenas, having to move to a bigger arena, season tickets, TV rights, chartered planes, just the viewership. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And Caitlin Clark has just transcended the whole.
People watching say this isn't about being fair or good sportsmanship. It's because some people are scared. They think the league is scared, some players are scared, and even some fans are scared because Caitlin Clark is just that good and she's changing things fast. That kind of talent and attention makes people uncomfortable. So what do some of them do? They try to make her look bad. They take simple things she does, like talking to the refs, and make it into a big deal. They try to make her seem like she's acting like a star or being bossy just because she's showing leadership. It doesn't make sense to people who are just watching for basketball. People feel that instead of being happy about her and how much she's helping, the league and some people in it seem to want to bring her down. They think it shows they feel unsure about themselves instead of celebrating her amazing talent. People say it's clear that she's being treated differently, and it's not fair. People are saying that just talking to the refs while she's hurt is not a reason to suspend her. They are saying it's wrong.
But what's being done to her right now, it's an absolute shame. She is by far the most important, most popular person the WNBA has ever seen in its history. And yet she's getting treated like crap every time she steps on that floor. Why? There's only one.
Some people online who are upset about the situation say that the WNBA, or at least the refs, seem to act like missing calls is normal. They think the refs are just bad at their job, or maybe even doing it on purpose because they don't like Clark or how much attention she gets. They say every time Clark gets hit hard or a clear foul is missed, it feels like the refs are just letting it happen. They say it's not just missing calls, it's like they're helping the rough play happen by not stopping it. People watching say that if you see Caitlin Clark get hit hard on the court or see her team complain about calls that aren't made, it's clear that something isn't right with the refs. They say the refs seem to miss calls that are easy to see. They think you'd get better calls if you just flipped a coin. People watching are starting to feel like the refs aren't calling the game by the rules, and that the league is okay with this because they don't want to make waves or deal with complaints about the refs.
She's Neo, right? Like they were in the Matrix messing with the machines and stuff before he got there, but they needed the one. And the one showed up, and then they took it to a whole nother level. That's what she is. Yeah. They've been looking for her, but she could bend the spoon. She figured it out. You need a star to break through. Yeah. So I hear what he's saying because there is some hate. There is some, I don't want to call it jealousy because that's such an aggressive word, but there is some feeling of we were here, we were working on this, we've been grinding, we've been playing, we've been hooping, we've been putting out a great product we just weren't being paid attention to, and that is...
People are saying that the league doesn't want people to talk about how bad the refs are, and they're trying to stop people like Coach White from speaking up by fining them. They say the league would rather just keep things quiet and pretend everything is fine than actually fix the problems with the refs. They feel like the league is more worried about how they look than they are about making the game fair for the players. People who follow the WNBA closely say that the way the refs are calling games, especially with Caitlin Clark, has become a really big problem that everyone is talking about. They say fans, coaches, and even other players can see that the refs aren't being consistent and fair. But it seems like the only people who don't see it, or don't want to do anything about it, are the refs and the people in charge of them. People feel like the refs are just letting players get hurt and aren't following the rules like they should.
The WNBA will always be trash because there are too many hating, jealous-ass females that care more about hating on Caitlin Clark than they do about getting better to compete against her. Like when it comes to the WNBA, we hear more about all the drama and the bullshit that happens in that game opposed to the stats and the players and what they do on the court. The WNBA is like the same as a daytime TV fucking show. It's nothing but drama on it. These women care more about how they feel versus what they actually do on the court. And that's the problem. That's what's stopping the game from growing. At some point, you have to put your feelings aside and be a fucking professional. Go out there, do your job, do the best that you can, put out the best product so people could want to watch the sport. Caitlin Clark is the main reason why more and more people are watching the WNBA.
Some people online point to specific players who seem to be hitting Clark hard, and they say these players are like heat-seeking missiles trying to slow her down. They think if a player can't play defense without doing things like this, they shouldn't be playing professional basketball. They say the league needs to care more about keeping players safe and making the game fair than they do about allowing this kind of rough play. People feel that the league is mishandling the huge attention it has right now. They say fans want to see good basketball, not players getting beat up. They think it sends a bad message to young kids watching, that even if you're really good, the refs might not protect you. They feel the league needs to step up, protect its players, and make sure the game is fair, or fans might stop watching. They think the person in charge, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, is the one who needs to fix it.
Oh, you want Caitlin Clark to come off the pedestal of being above that shit down to your levels. You want Caitlin Clark to beneath herself? To come down? No. Caitlin Clark should remain at a level that you will never aspire to be and you will never attain. That's where Caitlin Clark should stand. Now, the people that are saying stuff that you claim is racist towards Angel Reese, what? She misses rebounds? That's not racist. She doesn't behave as becoming to society. Now that more people have eyes on the WNBA, they want someone to project grace and grace. Projecting grace is racist to y'all now. Projecting grace, respect, and respecting your opponent, and those, none of this stuff that's not grace. That's not respect. No one wants to watch that.
You know the exact reason why.
I don't know why they think.
People are saying that if this rough play continues, Caitlin Clark should think about not playing, just to protect herself. They think she should care about getting paid and staying healthy, instead of getting hurt every game because the refs don't call fouls. They feel like the court sometimes feels more like a fight zone than a basketball game, with refs just watching. They say Clark is not just a new player having a tough time, she's a special talent who's being hurt, while the refs look the other way. People who support Clark say she doesn't owe anything to a league that won't protect her from getting hit hard. They say it's not right that she has to go through this just to play. They feel the league should be doing everything to protect her, not letting other players treat her badly. They think there's a big difference between playing hard to win and just trying to hurt someone, and the league needs to see that. Some people feel like some players in the WNBA are just jealous of Caitlin Clark because she's brought so much attention and money to the league, things they worked for without getting. They think instead of being mad at her, players should be happy and use this time to show their own skills. They mention things like Brittany Griner talking about not wanting new fans because she felt they were racist, and people say this is just focusing on the wrong things instead of being happy about the league growing. People say the problem with the refs isn't just a few mistakes. It's like it's happening all the time, and the refs are just choosing not to see clear fouls. They say it's like they're acting on purpose. They think the refs aren't being neutral and are actually helping the rough play happen by not calling it. By not following the rules, people feel the refs are hurting the game and telling young players that talent won't get you protection or fairness. They say the refs need to call the game right or let someone else do the job. They think the way the refs are acting now is embarrassing for the league and not fair to the players. People feel that what's happening to Caitlin Clark is a real shame. They say she's the most important and popular person the WNBA has ever had. But instead of treating her like that, they're treating her badly on the court with fouls that aren't called. The numbers, they say, show that Clark is the main reason people are watching. She's the one bringing in the money and attention. But the league seems to be letting her get hit and treated unfairly. People are asking if the league really thinks treating their biggest star badly is the way to grow. Because if so, it's working the wrong way, and fans are noticing and getting angry. People are saying if Clark ever decides to leave because of this, the league shouldn't be surprised. They think the league is causing these problems itself. People feel that instead of making the league better, the people in charge are just making fans angry. They think instead of helping good basketball happen, they're just causing problems and showing jealousy. People say it's not about being tough, it's just being mean and unfair. If the people in charge don't wake up and fix the refs, people feel they could lose everything they've gained because the star player who makes everyone watch might just leave, and her fans will leave with her. People say her impact is huge, and the way the league is acting shows if they're really ready for the big changes she's bringing. If you enjoyed hearing about the WNBA ref drama and Coach White speaking up, hit like and subscribe. What do you think needs to happen? Let me know in the comments below.